Welcome to the Candle Business Coach Podcast, a show about the craft of candle making and small business. I'm your host, Kirsty Allen, and I'm a candle maker, mum of 3, and kindness advocator. Join me as I dive into all things candles and small business and deliver advice and tips to you in episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Are you on the list to get my daily motivation emails? Every day I'll send you a message that is designed to help keep you focused on taking action toward your goals. Sign up using the link in the show notes. This episode is brought to you by the membership for candle makers, the Candle Makers Collective. Becoming a member gives you access to fortnightly online group Q&A coaching sessions to support you, monthly online workshops and trainings to help you grow your business, plus frequent expert guest speakers to inspire and teach you. You'll also have access to an ever-growing resource library with templates, guides, planners, and ebooks. But my favorite aspect of the membership is our exclusive Facebook group for accountability, connection and support. So if you're looking to take your candle business to the next level and learn more about the membership for candle makers, click the link in the show notes for the Candle Makers Collective. Welcome back to the podcast, my friend. I hope you're having a lovely day and a beautiful week and are looking forward to a relaxing weekend, hopefully spent with family and friends. In today's episode, I wanted to talk to you about something that has impacted not only myself, but many of the candle makers I speak to, and that is experiencing mum guilt. Basically, that means, in case this term is not if this term is new to you, although I'm sure it's not, mum guilt is a common feeling among parents, so it can be parent guilt as well. And it's the emotional experience of feeling like you're not doing enough or being the best parent you can be. Now, in relation to this episode, obviously I'll be speaking about candle businesses and how we want to prioritize our business. But when we have children to take care of and husbands and partners to take care of as well, we can find that our time is very limited and we won't always have the best opportunities to either spend with our partner, with our children, or working on our business, or just relaxing. You know, we also work part-time or full-time. We've got the house to take care of as well. So there's all these moving parts that we need to juggle. And when it comes to the limited time we do have, we have a choice between, do I play on the floor with my baby or my children, or do I work on the business making candles or taking product photos or packing orders, for example? And it's one of those things where if we choose to spend time with our children, we absolutely love that time, don't get me wrong. But a part of us will be wanting to be working on the business. But then when we're working on the business, a huge part of us can feel guilty about not spending time with our children. And it can become this vicious cycle where we're just not able to be present in what we're actually doing, whether that's spending time with our children or working in the business. And we feel this push and pull and tug between those two seemingly opposing ends of the spectrum, when really what we can do and what we can think about is change our perspective and focus on how we can inspire our children when we're working on the business. And then when we're with our children, we can focus entirely on them. So I wanted to tell you a little story about my own childhood, and that involves my mum as well. So my mum always had the dream of being a police officer ever since she was a little girl, and it was something that she wanted to pursue. And when she met my father and they got married and then started the family, so having my brother and myself join the family, Mum's dreams took a back seat and she spent a lot of time focusing on us kids. Now, I'm not saying that that decision was wrong. It certainly wasn't in my eyes. But it meant that her dreams of becoming a police officer kept being pushed back and back and back. Long story short, my mum did become a police officer, and to witness the transformation and the journey that she went through to become to realize her dream as a young child myself, watching this journey, I found it quite inspirational, and it taught me, above all else, to never give up on my own dreams and my own goals as well. Now, I can almost guarantee that my mum felt mum guilt as well, in terms of Do I spend time studying for the academy and the assignments that I have? Do I spend time with my children? And then again, there was that push-pull tug of what do I do? Where do I spend my time? But I can promise you this, when you are living in your truth, when you are living in your alignment, and when you are doing something that inspires you, that ripples and radiates out to the people around you, including your children. Something I wanted to explain in this episode, or something I wanted to go over in this episode with you, is the fact that when you are working in your candle business, so you're making products, you're taking those photos like I mentioned earlier, sending emails, packing orders, doing all the different bits and pieces. When you're in flow, when you're in the right mindset and you're just thoroughly enjoying what you're doing, there is nothing wrong with that. And in fact, it's one of the most beautiful things that you can focus on is when you're doing something that lights you up. And as I said earlier, that ripples and radiates out into other people, including your children. But what I wanted to share with you in today's episode are some strategies to help overcome the mum guilt that we can feel. First and foremost, you need to recognize that it is absolutely normal to feel these things. Almost every parent at some point experiences feelings of guilt, and it's actually a natural part of caring for your child. Number 2 is that I want you to practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend, and understand that you're doing your best and it's okay to make mistakes. Sometimes our best will vary day to day, and that's okay as long as we're doing the best that we can do each day. That's all that we can do. Number 3 is to set realistic expectations. You want to be mindful of setting achievable goals and expectations for yourself as a parent. You don't have to be perfect, and as I said before, you just need to do your best each day. Number 4 is prioritise self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential for being a good parent. When you're physically and emotionally well, you'll be better equipped to take care of your child or children. Making time for activities that you enjoy, i.e. working on your candle business, and also doing things that help you relax as well, whether that's taking, the traditional hot bubble bath with candles around, or having a glass of wine, or just spending time with your partner and debriefing about the day. However you define self-care, make sure you prioritize that as often as you can. And then the 5th strategy I wanted to share is seeking support. So take time to talk to friends and family members, or even other mums or other parents who can provide that listening ear and support when it comes to those feelings of mum guilt, or parent guilt rather. Sharing your feelings can often help you gain perspective and alleviate guilt, and can help reiterate that you're not alone and that it is quite normal to feel these things. Number 6 is to organize and delegate. So if you're able to plan and organize your daily tasks to manage your time more efficiently, it'll take a lot of stress off your plate. And that means you need to, I don't know, this will be triggering for some, you need to ask for help from your partner, family members, or friends when you need, because you don't need to do everything yourself. In fact, you shouldn't do everything yourself. It should be a team effort. And as they say, it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to raise a child so that you can also work on your business. Number 7, or the 7th strategy to help overcome parent guilt or mum guilt, is spending quality time over quantity time with your children. So it's the quality of your time with your children or with your child that matters most, not how often you spend time with them. But when you're with them, you want to be present and focus on building a strong, loving relationship. Number 8 is to let go of comparisons. You want to avoid comparing yourself to other parents, whether in real life or on social media. Everyone's circumstances and children are different, and everyone is doing what's best for their family. Number 9 is to focus on the positives. By keeping a journal or regularly reminding yourself of the positive aspects of your parenting journey is a really great way to reflect on your accomplishments and celebrate those small wins and victories along the way. And the 10th strategy is, if it's needed, is to seek professional help. If your mum guilt becomes overwhelming and persistent, you might want to consider seeking help from a therapist or counsellor who can provide you with even more strategies that are specific to your situation to help you manage and overcome those feelings. It's one of those things where if we're feeling overwhelmed, if we're feeling like we just can't manage to juggle all the balls that are in the air and get everything done and spend time with our children, that quality time with our children, and we're feeling torn between our business and spending time with our family, and you just feel quite lost and just unsure, I highly recommend seeking professional help. I myself have had plenty of therapy in the past, and I've found it to be an incredible experience once you find the right person that you connect with, and that can take time, but it's definitely worth persevering through. Because, as I'm sure we all know, being a parent is a lifelong learning process, and you're not alone when you feel those feelings of mum guilt, but it is essential to take care of yourself and find ways to cope with the feelings in a healthy manner. And as I said before, ultimately your child will benefit from having a happy and emotionally balanced parent. So if you're able to prioritize time, early in the morning or after work or at night time, or in those pockets of times during the day to work on your business, but also show your children that you're working on the business as well. They don't have to be two separate things. If your children can see you working on your business and can ask questions and can learn about what you're doing or even help you in the process, maybe they can put labels on the candle jars, at the warning labels, or maybe they can put the wicks in the jars as well. Maybe they can help stir the fragrance oil and wax together. It's teaching them so many lifelong skills, and it's forming those bonds between your child or your children with you, and that's what it's all about. You want to have those experiences and those moments where your children can connect in with you and see what lights you up, so that they can begin to understand that. And this would apply particularly for our daughters, my own included, is that, and this is probably a little bit controversial, but you don't have to be just a mum. And I don't say that in a bad way. I just mean as mums, as women, we're allowed to want more for our lives. We're allowed to dream big and reach for the stars and have big, audacious goals that we want to achieve in our life. So I hope that was some good strategies for you to take on board to help overcome those feelings of mum guilt or parent guilt. And I want to reiterate that you are worthy of your dreams and your goals. And even though you're a parent, or you might take care of fur babies, even though you have those commitments, if your dream is to build a candle business, or any business, if you're listening to this and you're not a candle business owner, you are still allowed to have big dreams for your life. And I want you to have the perspective of the best is yet to come, and that there is so much more in this world and in this life for you. It's just a matter of figuring out what you want to do with your life, what you want to achieve, and going after it and inspiring those around you by doing what lights you up, as I said before. So that's everything I wanted to say on that topic. I also wanted to mention, as I usually do at the end of each solo episode, other things that are worth mentioning that are happening in the candle business coach world. And that is, this particular point I wanted to make is that with my membership, the Candle Makers Collective, I've now brought in a 12-month payment option rather than paying month to month. And the benefit of signing up for a year, 12 months, is that you pay for 11 months and you receive 1 month free. So you receive 12 months access to the membership. This was actually suggested by one of my beautiful members, Hope, and she said, why not have an annual option for the membership rather than a monthly? And I thought to myself, that's a brilliant idea. I'm definitely going to build that into the membership. So that's now available for anyone that wants to join the membership on a yearly basis rather than paying by month to month. And then you have that bonus month that you receive for free. If you have any questions about today's episode or anything regarding previous episodes or something that you've seen on social media or perhaps in an email I've sent or anything that you want to chat about, feel free to DM me on Instagram at Candle Business Coach. I'd be more than happy to start a conversation with you and work out how best I can help and serve you along your candle business journey. But until then, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I will catch you in the next episode. Thanks everyone for listening today. I hope this episode added value to your candle making journey. Check out the show notes for all the links mentioned throughout today's show, and please subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Thanks again for listening. Have a beautiful day.